He said one day you'll leave this world behind, so live a life you will remember. My father told me when I was just a child, these are the nights that never die. My father told me. Mom, Dad, wake up, please. Mom, Dad. That nightmare again. This is like the fifth time this week. But I need to take my meds again. Also get ready for school too. Later, after Christine takes her meds and gets ready for school. Christine, are you okay? I don't see this sound normally. Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I just had that dream again. Isn't this like the third or fourth time this week? Yes, I just wish these dreams would stop.
それが私たちが昨日授業でやっていたことであり、今日これから取り組んでいくことです。ありがとう、ベティちょん。でも、あなたは日本語も英語もできるので、教えてもらえませんか？いいですね。お兄さんも同じようにしてくれる。放課後に指導を始めます。ただし、1から2週間程度、おそらくはかかると思いますが、私がどのように学んだかを考えると、1ヶ月強かかると思います。わかりました。よかったです。彼女は大丈夫ですか？
Later in class. Now I'm sure you've heard of the stories related to Mount Eben and the monsters. But not many of you probably know the complete story behind Mount Eben and the monsters. And no, I'm not just saying this since we have Dreaming, our new student. But several years ago, I'm not sure how many specifically, humans and monsters both ruled Earth side by side. But one day, things changed all of a sudden when war broke out between the two races. Humans won and sealed the monsters underground in the mines that are in Mount Eben. And I don't really think it's any of our business about what the monsters are doing in Mount Eben nowadays. But the reason why I bring up the monsters is because we are on our soul part of our curriculum. And the fact it's also pretty necessary while talking about the soul types. But anyway, human souls are mostly made out of trait, about 99% trait, with the remaining 1% being magic. Monster souls, on the other hand, are basically the opposite. They're mostly made out of magic, and too much of a trait could, well, basically kill them from what I understand. Their souls are 99% magic and 1% trait, though sometimes it's more than that. They're usually never over 50% trait. But however, mythic souls are kind of funny this way, as no matter the subtype of the two, they are always 50% magic, 50% trait. And if you remove basically any amount over about 25% magic or trait for that matter from their soul will shatter. Later, after class. Mom? Dad? Mom? Dad, where are you? Who's that? It sounds like a kid. This kid looks like a ghost, but I don't feel like the kid would have come from the ghost zones. Either that or they passed fairly recently and don't know where to go or something. Hey kid, where are your parents? I don't know, I'm trying to find them. What's your name? My name is Phyllis. I'm sorry, Phyllis, but you'll never find them. Or, more accurately, they'll never find you. Why? Your time. It's come. You passed, and your parents will be able to find you now. And it's my job to take you to the afterlife, kid. But don't worry, there will be amazing people that'll take care of you there. Just take my hand and I'll bring you there. Classic seems so nice. I just wish he'd enjoy life more. I also hope that he'll remember me and the others soon. Since after he shattered his own soul, he wasn't able to remember me or the others at the time we spent there, and he wasn't able to see me then either. I wish that he would just be able to see me. Hopefully, the others can. Phyllis, I hope you'll have a good time there. And you'll see others you care about, like your parents or something. Again, not sure when, but I hope it's soon. Later. So, how's school going, Christine? School's been going good. We're talking about soul stuff now. Stuff that I'm already know basically everything about on account of being a demigod and reset. And how's your goddess-related stuff been going for you? Well, I've been mostly leaning into the goddess of death side of things with Raven. I also met a nice girl named Phyllis earlier. I had to take her to the afterlife. First time I've done it in this timeline. Also, when should Uncle Hades and Aunt Persephone be coming? I know they should be coming soon, or at least Aunt Persephone should be. She's around every spring and summer, and it's still technically winter. I wish that they could come sooner. Yeah, I wish they could too. Later. Well, Christine, I don't see you very often. So, what are you doing here, kid? Oh, I've just been taking things hard since Mom and Dad died. Well, there isn't exactly much to do when looking at the past. How about you start looking towards the future? After all, the future can be unknown and wild sometimes, as a result of changes from one reset to another. And remember, Christine, me and the other gods are basically your family, as a result of some confusing stuff between us all. I know it's not exactly good all the time when your godfathers are soulless, which are basically incapable of giving or showing love, and dealing with reset and multiverse stuff. Then there are my godly abilities and responsibilities put on top of that. It's just not easy nowadays. I liked things back when it was simpler, back in the first few resets. Well, you still have other family members and your friends. And face it, Christine, things are better nowadays. Back then, you didn't even have a soul. Nowadays, you have the majority of one. And can't you just go to another world where things are simpler? I could, but I don't want to leave my siblings and other friends alone in the dark. As just up and leaving is essentially like just up and abandoning them, you know? And I mostly just came here to clear my mind. Also to, well, talk with you and some of the others. I already talked to Demeter, as I visited her earlier. Helped her with some gardening. Christine, I'm not exactly the person to go to for this kind of thing. I suggest you should go to Melody, the goddess of morality. After all, she's the kind of person to go to. She's goddess of morality, after all. A goddess of love isn't exactly the person you should be going to for something like this. A goddess of morality, or goddess of emotions, or something similar would be the person to go to. Well, you are the person that Demeter suggested I go to next. And I'll go to Melody in a few minutes. I just need to think for a little bit. Later, because I kind of ran out of ideas. Okay, Christine, I have a new AU for you to watch over. Yes, you can go into the AU, but there's one thing: you cannot kill anyone. I know you have a thing with death threats. Those are fine. Just don't kill anyone. And the AU in question is Origins of Olympus, or OOO for short. Okay, Ink, I'll head there now. later in the Origins of Olympus timeline. We're going to see this AU later on in both its own series and later in season 2. So, backstory time! I should take a different form while I'm here so I'll fit in. And so I won't be found out by both the people that live here and the gods here. The gods here are nothing like the ones in my world. Well, at least from what I understand. I should probably also come up with a fake name for while I'm here. Since I'm in ancient Greece or something? I'll also need to look as human as possible, considering mythics don't exactly live here, and if they do, they're likely feared. God, I'm not even sure if mythics are even in this area yet. Now, it's a ridiculously good thing that my heterochromia isn't just a mythic thing. But I'll need to come up with a fake name. Carissa sounds good. Later. No, Zenny, I do, you know. How is that our brother, Rhoda? I don't know. You know, it doesn't matter if he's the sharpest tool in the shed, as long as you love him. Who is you? Does Zenny or Raya know you? No, I overheard what you guys were talking about. And who are you? My name is Carissa. And I also know someone kind of like your brother. Also, what are your guys' names? I is Zenmost. My name is Zeradino. And my name is Ruda. Well, it's nice to meet you all. Later. Do you know how to use a weapon like a bow? Yeah, I know how to use one, and honestly, I'm pretty good at it. Good, since me and my brother were thinking on going on a quest for the guild nearby, and we were wondering if you wanted to go. I don't see why not. Later. Thank you, Carissa. I can't believe how good you are with that bow. What are we looking for again? We're looking for the long-lost sword called Zephyr's Blade. It hasn't been seen in a couple of years, and the guild wants us to find it. Though I don't think they care if we use it or not. Since rumor is, it automatically attunes to whoever grabs it / gets it first. So, if we aren't the first people to get it, we ain't getting the sword. Hey guys, I think I found the temple. Later. Also, another thing, I'm using the excuse of magic as to why I'm switching from Gacha Club to Gacha Life 2. Try me. Do you think this is the place? Probably. Later. I should probably face the facts at this point. No one's going to come to retrieve my sword. Well, technically, me. No one has come to try to get me in 500 years now? So no one's gonna try to get me now. Everyone probably thinks I'm worthless, since my only ability is aeromancy at the moment. Only if they knew. My power can increase the more and more beings I kill. It also doesn't help that I haven't figured out how to take a physical form yet. It also sucks that I'm like this. I was human. I wish I could be how I was back then. Young, naive. I was 10 when I was. Finally, after 500 years. Hey guys, I got the sword! Later. So, what does the sword exactly do again? Considering though it's called Zephyr's Blade, I'm assuming it has aeromancy? Yeah, like I said, aeromancy's its base power. But however, the more it kills, the more powers it gains. Can I see it? I know quite a bit about magic. Maybe I can figure out how to activate its powers? Well, I don't see why not. I need to focus on giving her some type of human form. I know this won't be easy, but it's worth a shot anyway. Are you sure about this? Yes, but hey, a quick identify magic isn't really bad, you know. Or trying to get the sword spirit human form for that matter. But a bit of a downside to my power is if I use too much magic, I can get pretty weak. And you know, it takes a lot of power to give a sword spirit a human form. Later. Maybe giving her a human form was a bad idea. Christine, are you okay? Yeah, I just used a lot of magic earlier, and if I use too much, like I did back there, I get either really sick or weak. Later. Classic should really enjoy the time she has, but then again, she is the reset between the two of us. So she probably doesn't exactly care, since she could just reset if she were to pass. Plus, she also has only half of a soul, not a complete one like myself, or others for that matter. She's also trying to help me, well, remember me. But I don't think she should really bother, considering I can find a way myself. I can still remember those times. I would run through the snow. Because he would call as I ran off earlier to go check my traps again. And he would ask me not to run off again, even though he knew that I'd just run off again and we'd do it all over again. I miss those days.